It's hump day. Anyways, I've been thinking about making these forever, and because they just look so good. And so today I've done a few appointments. I'm taking lunch, so I'm going to cook this during lunch, and then I'll get back on the phones. So you use a box of your baking mix. It's said to use a 15-ounce box. Mine only has 14 ounces. So I'll cut back on the sugar just a little bit. So you take the baking mix, and you're supposed to use 8 teaspoons of sugar. So I'm only going to do 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. My husband has his early day tomorrow, so I figured these would be great to heat back up with his coffee in the morning. So, you know, he has to be up at midnight, a little bit after midnight. Yeah, it makes for a very long day for him. And 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, which I'm not going to short on that at all, because I like the taste of cinnamon. All right. Then we're going to stir all that together. They showed putting the water right in automatically, but I like to mix my stuff together because you don't want one great big bite of cinnamon and one great big bite of sugar, and then you don't have, you know, then you got a blob. That's gross. So we're going to mix that together. You guys, these look so yummy, by the way. I hope they taste as good as they look. All right, so I have that all mixed together. And then they just poured their whole cup of water in there. I learned from doing bread now, you don't do that. So I'm going to use about half of it. Get that mixed in. Oh, I learned the dangers of water, I'm telling you. Bread goes a whole lot easier if you don't put too much water in it. I learned that the hard way, because I had to keep adding flour to it. And nobody wants to do that. This might actually take the whole cup, though. Yeah. So how you guys doing? Pretty good, I hope. Oh my goodness. Just to smell it already, you guys, smells so good. It smells so, so good. And the oven's preheated now already. Look at that. I actually organized somewhat before I got on here. Isn't that good? I'm going to scoop these out on my pan. And I know a lot of you use parchment paper and stuff, but actually about 4 months ago I bought these little silicone sheets from Amazon, and I'm telling you guys, I would not ever go back to anything else. I mean, they work so good and they clean up really good, and honestly they aren't that expensive. So and I can't imagine how much money in parchment paper, even if you buy it from the dollar store, that I've saved just from using these. My sister doesn't like silicone, but one day I'll bring her to the dark side. Maybe. Maybe I'll do that. And like I say, my sister's actually Nessa's Nook. And if you like cooking with gadgets, and she has time right now to do a bunch of other little things too. So if you want to pop over and see her and subscribe to her, that'd be great. Gives her something to do while she's off of work with her trach. She's trying to get back into life, you know what I mean? So I encourage everything that she does, because a few short months ago we didn't know if she'd be here or not ever again. So I encourage anything she wants to try. And I'm glad to see her back in action, canning and cooking and all that good stuff. It's just wonderful to see it. So I am so blessed to see that. So now this is going to go back in the oven now. And I think they take about 10 minutes. So in the meantime, what would cinnamon rolls be without, get it? Without frosting. So we're going to do some frosting. And we're going to do the old-fashioned frosting. So we're going to put some, I'm not going to measure it out. I'm just going to kind of feel it on my own. But I'll use my measuring cup to get it out. You know, I told my sister the other day, it seems so weird that, like, I'm doing things that my mom and my grandma were doing, and it kind of, like, brings back memories. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's so weird. Because my mom used to make this frosting all the time. Sometimes she'd add chocolate to it or whatever, you know, but I'm going to put a little bit of vanilla in there. Maybe eventually I'll get this milk used up, too. My husband has a gallon of milk that he uses for his cereal and stuff in the morning, but I've been using this to do our pantry meals. And I actually added too much milk. See, I was trying to get rid of it. But honestly, you know, this box milk is very, very tasty. It's very tasty. And it works good, and it stays on your shelf for a long time. And not that I want anything bad to happen, you guys, because I don't. People think if we talk about prepping or whatever, like we are trying to bring on bad times. It's not like that at all. But when you watch what's going on around you, I say just be prepared, you know what I mean? And not only that, but, you know, honestly, learn some new skills. You know, I watch our urban homesteader. I really like her. I mean, she's very real, and I think that's what's important. Some of these channels, I think they've been on there so long that they're calculated on what they say. Do you know what I mean? Like, and that's really sad. She's very real, and I like that. But she does a lot of her home prep work as well, and I think it's important we do that. This is what happens when you don't measure anything. It looks good, you guys. And it just means I can fill up my jar here. I can wash it out and refill it. I am going to start making my own. My sister told me how to do it, and now that I have a KitchenAid, I can do it a lot easier. So I'm going to start making my own as well. And you can make your own brown sugar. I'm going to start doing a lot more stuff on my own as far as like my own spices. I'm actually going to try some of my own dressings. We've made our own ranch dressing mix, and it was really, really good actually. So I'm going to try doing more of that, because a lot of that stuff, believe it or not, is coming up on the shelves where it's missing and they don't have it. And, you know, some recipes call for that stuff and you really kind of need it. Alright, so there's the frosting all done. So I'm going to wait till these are done, then I'll come back and we will frost them and we will look and see how delicious they really, really look. I'll be back. Alright, and we're back. They're out of the oven. Oh, you guys, these smell so delicious, I can't tell you. So what I decided to do while I was waiting for them to bake, because I was getting impatient, you know, I thought, why don't I put the frosting in the bowl, in a measuring cup, and then I can kind of just pour them over and let all that beautiful frosting just coat those. Oh my goodness, you guys. My husband is going to love these in the morning. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them on a plate and cover them up. And then I'm going to let him warm them back up in the morning for breakfast. And so all this frosting that happens to get on the thing, we'll scoop that back up, warm it back up, and put it back over the rolls. But I want the frosting to seep in for now. So let's let you see what it looks like. Does those look yummy? I've been waiting, seriously guys, for days to cook this. I have been waiting. I did have everything here at home, so it was still no buy. I had everything here in stock at home. So I will be back later on and show you what's for dinner. You guys have a very blessed day and be a blessing.